Hey guys, I'm on the road right now, but I wanted to talk about something. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Potter-thon that's going on right now. That's where I watch all the Harry Potter movies in 2 weeks. Right now we're on the 4th one, so if you're not watching it, you still got some time to catch up. It's not too late, folks! I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the whole Scarlett Johansson versus Disney situation going on. I'm away from the studio, so I'm on the road, and I figured it's a good thing to let time go by, make time go a little quicker by ranting about Disney, I guess. So for those of you who don't know, I'll bring you up to speed. So when an actor is big enough, when they've got enough clout, like a Scarlett Johansson, or someone like The Rock, or Robert Downey Jr., I know my battery's low, let me be. Yeah, when you got enough clout, and you act in a movie, you get a percentage of the box office. You can negotiate for that. And that's exactly what Scarlett Johansson and her agent did for this Black Widow movie that just came out. However, there's some drama that's stirring, because in her contract, she made it so that it was exclusively for the theatrical run. And Disney decided to release the movie both in theaters and on Disney+. And Scarlett Johansson is not seeing any of that money coming from Disney+. So she kind of got fucked over because she couldn't predict that a pandemic would happen and that the movie would get released on Disney+. So her and her lawyers are taking Disney to court. Now guys, unfortunately Black Widow, or I guess fortunately to some who don't like Marvel, Black Widow was a box office bomb. It did not make a lot of money, and some may argue because of the fact that Disney released the movie both on Disney Plus and in theaters. I think that's probably 70% of the reason why Black Widow bombed. The other 30% is like, people didn't really care, box office, who wants to go see a Black Widow movie after she died? And the reviews were basically, this movie is pretty inconsequential to the main storyline. But besides that, Disney has since released a statement. Sorry, it's starting to rain right now. Disney has since released a statement saying that they are disappointed that Scarlett Johansson is not a little more sympathetic during these coronavirus times. Because arguably Disney did not want to release the movie on Disney+, but they felt like they were forced to. The way I see it... Sorry, keep getting notifications here. The way I see it, both sides are right in this. Warner Brothers was recently in a similar situation with HBO Max and how they released movies like Space Jam on HBO Max and in theaters. They got some backlash for that. However, I don't think Disney is really in a position to speak, because just recently I read an article that said Disney got a $500 million bailout and fired 38,000 Disney employees because of the COVID pandemic. So, if Disney's hands were squeaky clean, I would be a little more sympathetic towards them. But they recently did what Scarlett Johansson's doing to them. They did that to the thousands of employees they laid off. They fucked them over. So, Disney does not get to scream, "But coronavirus, be sympathetic," because they weren't sympathetic with the employees. So go ahead, Miss Johansson, sue them for every cent they have. And hopefully you can get some money out of it. Going back to Warner Brothers and HBO Max, they were recently in trouble with Quiet Place 2 with Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, and they said, you know what, fair enough, and they just cut them a check for like $25 million. It's probably going to end up being the same thing with Disney. I just thought it was really petty of them to say, "But the coronavirus, I'm surprised Miss Johansson is not more sympathetic," when Disney was probably one of the least sympathetic people during this whole pandemic.